Ranking videos on YouTube for small channels has two sides to it. First is making videos with the best retention rates, watch times, and click-through rates going. If you can make great content, that is the main battle. YouTube wants to rank the best content it can, so you need to try and make it. The second thing is finding the topics you actually can stand a chance of ranking for as a small channel. Topics with low competition and some search volume. Ideally lots, but as a small channel, a few searches you can get found for is better than lots that you can't. I mean, if you can find ones with lots, then that's amazing. But for many people, that's just very hard to find. So let's get started. So in order to rank a YouTube video, the first thing you need to do is download TubeBuddy. I simply would not be able to rank anything without this tool. Free version will get you by to a point, but if you're serious about growing your channel, you should really upgrade to at least their cheapest offering. Now, when you have this installed in your browser, you're ready to begin ranking videos. I'll show you how to use this in the video. So now the next thing you need is just an idea or topic that you want to talk about. So let's look at this like an ice sculpture. We're going to start with a big block of ice and then work out a way to chip pieces off it to create something wonderful in the form of a rankable video that helps build your channel. Your initial block of ice, in this case, needs to be a pretty broad topic. So the first thing to find a great broad topic to target is to head to Google Trends. This shows you what is hot right now on YouTube and Google and is often my first port of call to come up with ideas. Now, if you're struggling for ideas for your content, just type in what your channel is about in the search bar. So I'm going to type in YouTube, and then as you can see, these results pop up. Now, make sure you change this tab here to YouTube because right now it's showing results for Google. Now, this graph shows us just how hot a topic YouTube has been in the last year on YouTube. Look at that, epic. The graph works like so. So 100 is search interest over time. So if it's at 100, it's pretty much the hottest it's been over that time frame. If you can see your topic is high, then happy days. If not, don't worry for now, you can still find good topics with a lot of search interest. You can change this for date ranges too. So some channels that are news-based can use this to show what trended in the last hour. I tend to keep mine to a month or even a year as a nice base to start on. And when we scroll down, you'll see something like this with search terms people have been typing in with the percentage increase in terms over that period. That's the thing to keep an eye on. In this example, you can see that YouTube Thumbnail Maker has increased 250% in search interest over my selected time period. Now that seems like a video title that I can make. And the reason I love this technique is because it's just better than guessing and trying to come up with something off the top of your head. You can actually see there's interest. Also, if you can find a trend that's at the start and there's not much competition on it, it'll do this to your channel. That's the result of a video I made that reacted to a trend. Explosive growth versus this, which is just more traditional growth from search terms. So you can play with this for a while until you find a title you like the sound of. Then you need to head to YouTube and type this term into the search bar. And with TubeBuddy installed, you'll see that there is a lot of search traffic for this term, so it looks like Google Trends was right. Bad news is, as a small channel, there's a good amount of competition fighting for it too. So let me just quickly explain what you can see on TubeBuddy so it makes sense. If you click on this, it opens up a new bar. Firstly, the search volume is what we need to look at. The bar at the top in this case is excellent, which means there are a lot of people searching that are interested in this topic. Then TubeBuddy shows there's about 640,000 searches a month for this, which again is epic. Now you might not always see a number here, and if you don't, you basically just have to trust the bars. Then the competition bar showed that it's fair. So red means it's bad for you to target, green is excellent. So as a small channel or a new channel, this currently isn't a good sign. The next thing you see is the optimization strength. This is how well optimized your competition's videos are for the same topic. If it says excellent, it means that the opportunity is excellent, not that the competition is excellent. So here, the videos are not that well optimized for this search term. But personally, I don't actually give this part too much weight because if you watch this video here, you'll know that videos with bad optimization still rank and can be very hard to replace. So I tend to focus more on the others, and it's possibly why TubeBuddy doesn't display this bar until you actually click on it. So there are a lot of things you can look at here. So for now, let's play with this title until we can get it looking like a better opportunity. I would say for a small channel, this is too competitive. Really, we want to be in the dark green for competition, especially if you're new. By looking at the related searches in TubeBuddy, which you need to upgrade to see or use the free trial in the description of this video, we get given lots of other ideas too, which is super handy. So app is the first option to add onto the title, and that shows that this has 1.6 thousand searches a month and lower competition. So I'll note that down. I'd consider that a good amount of search volume still. Before I move on, I'd usually have a look and see what comes up, and as we can see, DNIM has a video with quite a lot of views, which is telling me that there might be a better variation for this search term. So the first thing to do is to click on his video and look at the data TubeBuddy gives us. If you click on ranked tags and scroll down, you can see how well he does for each tag. So apps to make custom YouTube thumbnails, YouTube thumbnail apps, best apps to make YouTube thumbnails, he's sitting at number 1 in search. It's also worth looking at the size of the channel and when the video is released. So D has currently 125,000 subscribers, and this video's got nearly 300,000 views. So I'm going to click on his channel and then go to videos and arrange by most popular to see how well his videos usually perform, and we can see this is one of his best, which tells us it's either doing very well in search or he got suggested a lot, but I'd hazard a guess that a lot of traffic is from search, so it's a good sign. I also think it's worth looking at their videos from newest to oldest to check out the average performance of their content. And as we can see, this is a topic which has picked up a lot more views, so I'm going to stick with it. It's just clarifying everything Google and YouTube tells me, which gives me a lot more confidence to give it more time. I'm now going to work with YouTube Thumbnail Maker app. That's a pretty weird search term, so let's try the best YouTube thumbnail maker. Now we can see this is looking good. High search and pretty good competition. Now I would really like to see lower competition to help new and small channels stand even more of a chance. So I'm going to add free to the mix. The best free YouTube thumbnail maker. It's quite long, but as you can see, the competition is much lower. It's in the dark green, and that's a good thing. So now the next thing to do is to look at what is called weighted in TubeBuddy. The weighted score is based on how many views your videos tend to get and your chances of ranking in these search results along with standard unweighted factors. So basically, it's specific to your channel. We know that YouTube looks for expertise and authority and trust to rank content, so the weighted element is based on something similar. The issue is when you're new or small, you don't really have any data, so this number is pretty much always going to be low. So you might never find a weighted score that works for you in the early days, so unweighted is really all you have to go on. You can still rank though, so don't worry. The next step is to look at what the other videos are like in the rankings and decide if you can make a better video than these guys. So we need to look at the relevancy of the title to the search term. By that I mean, do many of them match exactly what I searched for? And the answer is yes, the top do contain the right keywords. If they don't, it's likely YouTube is ranking videos that are about the search term, but not quite as exact as what a lot of people are clearly trying to find, which would signal an opportunity. The next thing is, can we out thumbnail them? Seeing as this video is about thumbnails, the thumbnail really is gonna have to do a lot of work here. I'm not gonna watch a video about making good thumbnails if the thumbnail sucks, right? So you can see the top thumbnails are pretty epic, and then Nick has his tried and tested look below, and then there is one that isn't great, but mainly the thumbnails are really very hot here. So if I was worried about my design skills, I'd probably leave this topic out and maybe find another one where I felt like I did have the ability to visually stick out. In fact, right now, this would usually put me off because, well, firstly, I'm not really that in love with the topic anyway, and although I'm okay at design, can I really be bothered to spend ages on trying to out thumbnail people? They might just be easier topics to go and look at to try and crush. You have to weigh it up if you're short on time. But let's stick with this for this example. Now, you want to start watching their videos to see what the quality of their content is like too. Remember, YouTube ranks videos based on quality of content, not optimization on its own. So if everyone in the top makes amazing videos and I'm new to making video and I'm clearly a mile off the rest of the pack, it might be best to look elsewhere for this topic. Now in this case, the top video is good, but manic, so it's quite hard to follow for new thumbnail users. And then there's Nick Nim's video, which is going to be quality. And then the third is just a robot talking and screenshots. And then there's Justin Brown. So looking at the top lot, if the video with the robotic voice wasn't there, I would assume that it's going to be really hard to rank here. But the robot got in, which gives me more confidence that I can get in too. So based on TubeBuddy's score, it seems like a good place to start. So the next thing to do is to watch their videos. Note down anything new you might learn and be sure to include it in your own content so long as it fits in. Remember, YouTube is looking for expertise. So you want to go further than the top guys. Try to be more detailed, more refined and more engaging. And then write your video. Now, not many people want to write. I do, and the reason is I want to be sure I verbally say my keywords in my videos, but not only that I include suggested searches in the content too. So this video here explains that in more detail, but YouTube makes a transcript of your content and then auto transcribes it for the hard of hearing, and also so that it can find more keywords in your content to determine what it's about. To give it more data, you want to say your search terms, but also sprinkle search terms relevant to your content throughout the video. Not just in what you say, but what you write on screen too in your edit, because it actually indexes the text on screen and puts it on Google too, which will help your videos rank in search. Like here, you see that on screen? That's a chapter in Google as well. So by including text on screen, you're giving more information to YouTube and Google, which should help you rank. To take advantage of this, type in your search term into Google and then note down any of the suggested options that fit your topic that it throws up. You're going to turn these into chapters in your content, which is actually helping you plan your video too, because we know that people care about these topics. So we'll keep them interested, and then we can give YouTube and Google more info whilst knowing what we need to talk about too. Now the AI puts what's in your videos into categories. So even showing an object on screen or a location will help YouTube and Google work out what your video is about. And then design your thumbnail. I'm going to go into a lot more detail on thumbnails soon, so hit subscribe to catch that. Design it around the top videos that rank in search already, and make sure that your design sticks out amongst them. If you just make a thumbnail based on what you like, it doesn't mean it's going to pop amongst the top 4 or 5 other videos. That might mean using contrasting colors to all the other thumbnails that are there. And then upload and add your title, include your keywords, fill out your description, contain your keywords naturally. You don't need to go mad here, just up to about 4 lines. And then I want you to think about your hashtags too. So you can put up to 3 hashtags in the description of your video, and then it appears here below the video. When people click on it, it categorizes the videos into different sections. Now, I don't tend to see any traffic from these at all, but another channel I work on does, but I just want you to consider them because YouTube's about to make some changes that looks like it's going to try and push these more and create specific landing pages around each hashtag. Then add the tags. So TubeBuddy will help you do this and make suggestions about the tags you can use. It'll also show you where you like to rank for these tags, which is pretty cool, although I tend to take that with a pinch of salt. You should also add your chapter timestamps to your videos too, to again give more data. So to start, add a timestamp of 0, and then chapter your video with either the text chapters you added on screen or others by typing in the description the time they start in the video and what that time is about. This shows people what info is at what part of the video on the play bar, but also, once again, gives YouTube more data. I try to include these in every video now, as it's just a good service to your viewers. And then it's a case of adding ads. You have that, end screens and cards and publishing. So that's a lot of work, right? Well, yes, I'm afraid it is. Now, if you could only pick one thing out of this whole video to get your videos ranking, it would simply be to make the best content you can. Quality is how you rank a YouTube video. Everything else just helps YouTube know what it's about. I've been using this system all year, and lots of our content ranks now. It's not sexy, it's not exciting, but it's how we get about 100,000 views a month. And the beauty is, unless content stops ranking, it just keeps growing the channel. It took us a few years to get 800,000 views. Next year, this strategy will hit 1 million views in 10 months, no problem. Sure, some rank for really low interest terms, but they still play a big part in the future of this channel. So if you want to know why your YouTube videos don't rank, then watch this video here. And if you want to learn more about search strategies, then watch this video here. Oh, and if you found this video helpful, make sure you hit that subscribe and like button, because we make videos to help you grow a channel through things like this, but also teach you how to make quality content too, which is basically all YouTube is about, really.